All right, welcome to the Muscle Maturity Podcast, episode number 59. I'm your host, John Hansen, with my co-host, Samir Bannout. And today, Samir, we are going to talk about Mr. Olympia, the biggest contest of the year. And it just happened last weekend in Orlando, Florida. Dan Solomon produced the show. Jake Wood owns the show, of course. And this was, hey, what a coincidence. That was the 59th Mr. Olympia, too. It's our 59th episode and 59th Mr. Olympia. So it was good seeing you out there, Samir. We both went to the show and got to see you again. And first of all, I just want to say congratulations to Dan Solomon, Jake Wood. They put on a great event. I mean, this is such a big event. I think they've got 12 different divisions, 12 different classes. And somehow they put this thing all together over a 2-day period. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then they had the press conference on Thursday, and they had the seminar on Sunday. And so amazing that they put this thing together so efficiently. It was run so well. So congratulations to them, and I want to thank Dan first of all for the tickets for the show. He really took care of me. I had some really good VIP seats up front. I know you did too, right?
Yeah, I have to thank Tamer Algundi who handled that and Jimmy Mannion very much. And also I want to say thank you to Jake Wood, Jim Mannion, Tyler. I mean, these guys do an awesome job. Yeah, this year was especially awesome. I loved what I saw. Very organized and the whole 9 yards. And it was good to see you too, John. Sitting there.
Yeah. All right, well, let's talk about the contest. So we have another new Mr. Olympia. Derek Lunsford, as we both predicted, won the contest over Hadi Chupin, who was the winner from last year. And I was thinking about this, Samir. Remember how, like, when you were Mr. Olympia, you would win over and over? Like, Lee Haney won 8 times in a row. Ronnie won 8 times in a row. Dorian won 6 times in a row. Phil won 7 times in a row. It's not like that anymore. The judges don't just automatically reward the title to you just because you're Mr. Olympia. They will take it away if someone else comes in who's better. And you don't have to, like, remember they used to say you have to knock out the champ? You don't really have to knock out the champ anymore. You know, now it's like, so over the last 6 years, since 2018, we've had 5 new Mr. Olympia winners. That's unbelievable. That's never happened before in history.
Yeah, well, it's good anyway. It's good anyway. But regardless, in my opinion, first of all, let me just say congratulations to Derek. We both predicted Derek is going to be, and he was really fantastic. I mean, this Mr. Olympia was really, really, really tough. It wasn't walk in the park for Lunsford. Let's be honest here, and so. Right. Again, I'm happy he made my prediction come true. As you know, I went Derek, Hadi, Samson, Andrew, and Brandon, and Hunter Labrada for 6. So I'm very close. I was like 99% accurate. You missed on Samson. You put Samson in second. But honestly, that was what I thought would happen. But if you want the truth, from my perspective, was all due respect to all the guys. Because, honestly, I love them all. The reason why, we all work hard. We all have those calluses in our hand from the hard work. I always want to see the best man win, without a doubt. Mm-hmm. There was some kind of major controversy here. And, I'm always going to tell you the truth of what I saw. I was kind of shocked that Hadi lost completely in the prejudging. This is something that, for me personally, it's unacceptable. Okay, but again, maybe the judging criteria have changed, something that I'm not aware of. To my own eyes, Derek won the back because Derek's beautiful body. I mean, if you ask me what body would I want want Derek's body. But based on the judging, based on what I saw here, and you know me, we always talk about the 24 karat look, the quality. Hadi's quality was beyond unbelievable in the front. However, his back was not as hard. But I honestly gave the nod for Hadi. As much as I love Derek, Derek is my friend, and you and I were in Tampa, and I told him nobody's gonna touch him. But sometime we're gonna have to wait until we see things live. So it don't matter. And I told you, even if my own son on stage doesn't deserve to win, I'm not gonna push. I'm not going to support, or support just my son, let him win. No. So I love Derek. I respect him. He's a warrior. I saw how much improvement, especially in the back department. But I'm surprised that Hadi came in looking bad to the bone. I mean, I walked backstage and I saw Hadi. I'm like, oh my God. I just couldn't believe my eyes. Hadi was improved. And that it's just not me. Listen, let me just say really quick. I talked to Gaspari. He agreed. Dexter Jackson agreed completely. And so you and I saw similar. But then again, the judges saw a different thing. Maybe they're going more for symmetrical look. But quality-wise, I believe Hadi won the front, and he won quite easily. From the back, I think Derek won. So if you tell me, let's take Sando and cut Sando in half, would have been better. Would have been a good thing to do. So
who would you, if you were judging? If you were judging, who would you have picked?
If I was judging that day, I would have picked Hadi. 100%.
For the prejudging and finals, for the overall result, you would have picked Hadi.
That's me. That's me. Which body do I like to have? I want Derek. I love Derek, the way he's put together. Derek is young, and Derek is going to come, and maybe he's going to be one of those guys that's going to stick around for more and more. I think. I was asking people, how old was Hadi? I thought Hadi was in like early 40. I don't know if I asked you that. I think Hadi was still 36 years old. So he's in his prime. So you feel for the guys. You always want the best man to win. And not to mention Samson. Samson, a beautiful body. If he brought that onion skin quality, that 24, honestly, it would be hard to beat. So it's really who is looking the sharpest that day was the confidence and the whole 9 yards, the combination of things. But congratulations to Derek. I love Derek, and I am happy for him. I feel bad that Hadi felt he was disappointed. You could see it. And by the way, I'd like to say something really quick. I know I'm taking over here. It hurt my feeling a little bit because somebody thought I'm encouraging the fact that Hadi walked off the stage. No, I didn't. But again, listen, Hadi is a good sport, is a good man. I've met him a few times, and he's always polite and courteous. He's a sweetheart. But it happened to me a couple times where in the 84 Olympia, John, and I'm the man to beat that day. Instead of coming in, let's say second, or for sure, I know in my heart I'm in the top three. I end up sixth place. You know how bad I felt? I felt I was going to explode inside. And I don't know how I managed to hold my, to keep quiet and be respectful to the audience, the people, because I know it's unprofessional to do such a thing. But then again, I feel for Hadi because almost everybody around him told him he should have won. And I personally thought he could have. So, but I respect the judge's decision. Don't let me just go way crazy here. I respect the judge's opinion. Not everybody like broccoli. Some people like apple and pear. Some people like tomato. So I don't want to. That was only my opinion. Who's the future, unbelievable potential that's going to probably win the Olympia a few times? It's Derek. Derek is incredible. So I'm talking about 2 days ago. I thought Hadi should have got it.
Right.
How do you see it now? Now that you put me under pressure, I want to hear your perspective here.
Yeah, what you were referring to was Hadi walked off the stage, and so after they gave out the awards, they were all up there posing for pictures, and he congratulated Derek, and then he posed for like a picture, and then when they asked for another pose, he walked off stage and he took his medal off. So yeah, I don't agree with that either. That's really bad sportsmanship, because like when Derek lost the year before, he congratulated, Hadi. And then, I mean, look at Jay Cutler when he lost Mr. Olympia to Dexter Jackson. And when he lost to Phil Heath, he stayed up on stage and he congratulated him. He hugged him. Jay was actually smiling, So, yeah, there's a right way to handle a loss and a wrong way. And it sends the wrong message when you walk off stage like that, because it just shows bad sportsmanship, and it's going to hurt. I believe it might even hurt Hadi in the future, as far as, because people don't forget that stuff.
There's no doubt about it. I totally agree with you. Hadi should not walk off the stage. Hadi should not. But I put myself in his shoes. Being the front runner, being like, you could get the call. So he congratulated Derek. He was nice, and he didn't say a bad word to anyone. But, I mean, you got people sometimes, they feel like you're going to explode to being there, knowing in your mind you're going to be called in first, and you come in second. It's just, I don't know. It's like, put yourself in the shoe. I would personally, I'm against that. I'm against that 100%. But I would give Hadi a warning, not suspension, from what I heard. And I think Jim will probably give him a warning that such a thing should not happen again. If he said something bad to anyone, hey, remember we were talking about Logan. Logan Franklin did that too a couple months ago. And I told Logan, why did you do that? Yeah, he walked out. He was mad. He was angry. He said, that's bad. You got to control yourself. I mean, I thought I was the one. I wouldn't be able to control myself, but I have on several occasions. But so, it is what it is. So hopefully they will figure out.
Some people say that, there's when you get second, you're the first loser. And, they say that, it's okay to act like that. But I don't agree. I mean, if you look at, there's two contests I always think of, like the way to handle a loss. Remember when Arnold lost to Sergio at the 1969 Mr. Olympia? What did Arnold do? He wrapped his arms around him. He kissed him on the cheek, held his arm up. And what happened the next year? Arnold won, right? And then the other one I think of is when Haney was competing against McAway in the 1983 Grand Prix after the Olympia, and McAway beat him every contest. And I remember Haney was getting better every show. Like he was getting bigger and harder, bigger and harder. By the time they got to the last Grand Prix, which was in London, Haney was bigger and harder. I mean, he was way bigger than Muhammad. Muhammad was small. And Muhammad still beat him. So what did Haney do? Remember, he picked him up. Remember those famous pictures where he's got Muhammad, he picked him up like this, And then what happened the next year? Haney won, So Haney beat McAway the next year. Arnold beat Sergio. When you show that you can handle the loss and you really congratulate the person, it pays off the next time you're on stage. It pays off the next contest, because people remember that and they go, yeah, this guy's a great winner. He handled it right. He handled it like a champion,
Look, it happened in London when I came in. It was announced fourth. People were freaking out. People were booing.
Right.
I could have probably been first or second. You know what I said? Thank you very much. I'll be back next year. That's all. The judge's decision is the judge's decision. However, some judges now, 40 years later, they thought they gave me the wrong call. I just hope the judges will play it fair, man, because they should all know that we all work very hard. It don't matter who, John Hansen, Arnold, Lee Haney. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from or what you pray to. It's just, this is a sport. We should not mix up that. But that behavior should definitely be stopped. And I was discussing that with Mr. Minion, and because Minion, he said, well, I said, Jimmy, it's an emotion, the way he felt. And he said, yeah, I know nobody liked to lose, but look at Hadi, look at that big Rami. He lost after winning 2 years, and he conducted himself properly. When I lost to Haney, I didn't freak out, so I congratulate him. And, Lee is my best friend. So
Rami, well, like you too, like Rami didn't just lose; he went down to 5th, and you went down to 6th. So I mean, that's a lot worse. You know,
that was, but that's what I call controlling your temper, controlling yourself.
Yeah,
Which is, I don't think Hadi was a good sport by leaving it intentionally being mean to people. No, but he was so hurt. I said congratulated. He did congratulate Derek and everyone, but
yeah,
he just couldn't hold himself. Yeah, who knows how he felt inside? Like, could have cried, but he just didn't like the
yeah.
feeling. I wouldn't do it.
And
He did it. So
him and Derek are teammates too. They have the same coach, Hani Rambad. So they're
exactly,
in fact they were actually working.
and they were playing. They were training together hours later.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Hani, and great team. I mean, I saw Hani and we talked. I actually saw Hani after prejudging, and I told him how I felt. So, and I saw Derek.
Well, I think
it's
important too. It's important too for Hadi because that whole country of Iran looks up to him. He's their hero. So you have to, when you have so many people, so many eyes looking at you, it's really, you have to take a higher level. You have to conduct yourself like a champion. You know what I mean, on and off the stage. So I mean, that's why it was important that he didn't do that.
Yeah, I agree with you, my friend. Sometimes it's easier said than done.
Oh yeah, I mean, I competed too. I know what it's like. It's hard when you have a lot of emotions when you lose.
Look, I was Mr. Olympia in '83, and they killed me in '84, and I know it wasn't justifiable. I know someone by the name Wayne DeMilia was there to hump me. Okay, I know that it's not weird, but we have some bad guys sometimes. But overall, what Jim Mannion is trying to do here is putting really quality atmosphere, quality judges, and he is against this behavior. And I told Jimmy, I'm definitely not, because remember you and we were filming with Dave Palumbo and Chris Aceto and Sergio Oliva, remember? And they said, Samir, say I'm pissed. I'm like, I'm joking. I wasn't pissed. I'm not pissed at anyone. I'm not.
Yeah.
So win or lose, because I've been in Hadi's shoes before, and I'm sure you probably lost an event where you didn't feel like you felt you should have won.
Yeah, I've lost many. Yeah.
But at the end, I honestly respect the judges. I do, and then you do your research and you go by how people what they saw. But again, the judges have the better seat, the better perspective where they see things. I mean, my seat was very good in the evening. They lost my seat in the mornings. I was sitting on the side, so I didn't see enough quality in the prejudging, that's the main thing. It was my fault. I went to the auditorium kind of late. They closed. I went just to see the man prejudging. Anyhow, but next day I was there and I saw Derek looks a lot better. Day two, his back was sharper. He looked sharper.
Okay, so you were sitting way up close, way better than I was. So what did you think? Looking at the stage, because where I was at, I had really good seats, but I was behind the first section. I was in the middle, but I was behind the first section where all the photographers.
I saw where you were sitting. And came in and said hi.
I couldn't see the stage. I kind of had to look at the screens, but you were so close that you could see the stage, right? So what did you think when you saw the finals on Saturday?
I'm sitting with some friends, and I said, "Wow, Derek looks a lot better. Derek looks better." And I'm saying, you know what? In the past, we go with the result based on the prejudging. So if you won in the prejudging, well, obviously now it shows on the score that they went for Derek in prejudging. So I didn't have the best seat in the prejudging, so maybe I should not say too much. But from where we were sitting, I mean, it's clear because you saw this. Jean, this striation.
There's a score for the prejudging, and there's a score for the prejudging, and there's a score for the finals. So there's two scores.
Yeah. You see, I mean, look at if you look at Samson, I kind of looked at his tummy slightly showing. Okay, and he was not 24K, and I expected that due to whatever prep he was doing. But look at Hadi's striation, man. This striation was incredible. Now Derek looks a lot better in the evening show. He did look sharper, his abs, and so at night it could have been either way, but prejudging definitely Hadi. I mean, Hadi would have won based on the prejudging from my perspective. So look at what a beautiful body Samson have. Samson have a beautiful body. I don't think it will be unfair to say he could probably take it next year. I mean,
right.
Sorry, guys, my phone.
Hey Scott, can you pull up those scores again?
Samson's amazing. I love his body. He just needs to be a lot sharper, a little bit more sharper, not a lot sharper. But I'm
right, so
also
here's the score sheet. So if we look at Derek, he got a 7 at the prejudging, and he got a 6 at the finals. So
yes,
Hadi
correct.
got a 9 at the prejudging and a 9 at the finals.
Yeah, so he won both rounds.
Yeah. So if we break this down, and there's 9 judges, which I'm sure for a show like the Olympia, there's 9 judges. What they do is they'll cross out 2 highs and 2 lows. Yeah. So if you cross out 2 highs and 2 lows, let's say you get a first from every judge, and you're counting 5 scores, that means you're going to get a 5. That's a perfect score. So Derek didn't get a perfect score; he got a 7. So let's say he got, let's say he got 3 first, and he got 2 seconds. So that would be 3 plus 4. That would be 7. So he definitely got some second place votes. Otherwise, he would have got a 5. So that means it really was close between him and Hadi, right? Because Hadi got a 9 and Derek got a 7. It was only a 2-point difference. So there were some judges who thought Derek should have won, and there were some judges who thought Hadi should have won. Now at the night show, Derek did a little better. He got a 6. So a 6 would probably be, let's say, if they scored, if
another judge was in his favor. Yeah, because he did improve.
So if they counted 5 scores, if they counted 5 scores and he got 4 first and 1 second, that would be a 6. So that's what happened on Saturday for the final.
Yes. It is what it is right now. We know I gave my opinion, but I'm also I felt, what's his name? Andrew Jack was actually could have been one notch higher. That's how I felt.
I did too. I thought he was going to beat Brandon.
For some reason, Brandon didn't feel well. Something happened where he had to go to the ER.
Yeah, he was in the hospital.
And he couldn't eat for, I think, something like 14, 12. I'm not sure exactly, but almost a day without eating. That's kind of flattened him out a little bit. He was supposed to be in better shape.
But I think it really helped his look though, because he was much leaner and harder than he was last year, and that was the problem last year. Was he was too blown out, he was too big, and he wasn't hard enough. And if you look at the scores between Brandon and Andrew Jack, it really wasn't even close. Brandon got 21 on Friday on the prejudging, and Andrew got 24. So that's pretty close, 3-point difference. But then by Saturday, Andrew Jack was 27 and Brandon was 20. So it was a 10-point difference. Yeah. So it really wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, for my eyes, look, me and Brandon, good buddy, I always predicted that he would go all the way. I mean, he was that bit smaller than usual, at the final close down. I saw that. Yeah. But I think Andrew Jack, I like Andrew's body. I think they're giving him, yeah. Hunter looks good, but I saw him look better in Tampa. In my opinion, he still looks better in Tampa. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. Totally.
Yeah. Look at
Now,
this
Andrew,
beautiful body.
as big of a guy as he is, he still needs like more size because his frame is so big. I think his arms could still be bigger. His legs could be bigger. His abs are incredible, but
He's got
his arms
beautiful
are.
body.
He still needs more size, to compete with these guys, I think.
And I just hope he's not putting anything in those cows, because if he does, it's going to backfire. I've learned him. I hope he won't do that. Most people don't realize it, because I love his body. I think he's here to stay, but he just should be rational, not to rush and say, "Oh, I'm going to do it right now." Don't rush. Just take your time and get there. I mean, I think Flex Wheeler, he rushed too fast. Flex Wheeler, it was imminent that he'd be Mr. Olympia. Remember? Sometimes rushing works against you. Take your time and do it right. So that would be what I would say to Andrew. Beautiful body, small waist. Let's be careful and be smart. So
What'd you think of his posing routine?
Not bad. Not bad. Could be better. There are certain moves that I don't approve. Everybody does this. Come on, be yourself. Find another way. That's a good pose. See, that's a very good pose. It rhymes. Turn your neck, flex your hand. He's not flexing his rear delt. He's not putting his head in the right place. Hold on. You should bend down a little bit on your right leg slightly. The pose not accurate, but beautiful body.
I think he's got a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, I think he's got a lot of potential.
But not only with his physique, I think he's got a lot of potential with his posing too, because he kind of poses a little bit like Flex Wheeler. I think he just needs to hold the pose more. Like he kind of just flows, and he doesn't really lock on the pose. So I think he should lock in on the pose more and make it more deliberate. But I think overall he's got a lot of he has a lot of potential when it comes to posing. He could be a really good poser if he worked on it a little more.
I saw him backstage, and I was about to talk to him, but then there was I don't want to break his tunnel vision. I saw Regan Grimes. I talked to Regan. I said, Regan, listen, man, I'm not gonna tell you what you want to hear, because I hate bullshitting. You have to make some adjustment in certain area, and you can go all the way. I think Regan came in what, 9th, 8th or 9th. I'm not 100% sure.
I think he was 9th. I think Tonio Burton beat him, so I think he got 9th.
Yeah, I mean,
he got
honestly,
9th.
if he was able to pose a la Zane, or I'm not saying, he should do Samir poses or Frank Zane. You should have someone that put the right poses on that body, the right poses for that body. You don't want to do Flex Wheeler poses. Mm-hmm. You don't want to do Macaui's posing. You want to do Regan Grimes poses. What fits that body? Yeah. That's the whole thing. And so this is what people don't understand. They think, I'll go like that and do this and do that. If it's not for you, don't do it. So some poses hurt you, don't help you. Yeah. So, I felt kind of Andrew could have been actually one step higher. That means he would have made my prediction complete.
Yeah.
And I had Derek first before the show, Hadi second, Samson third, Andrew fourth, Brandon fifth, and Hunter sixth. So I only missed on Andrew. Maybe I was more accurate on that. Huh?
What'd you think about Hunter?
Hunter is really good. He just need to stay. He just need to stay with quality. He can improve his quality yet, because if you always fight the mass war, it's not a smart thing to do. Let me explain something to you. I know I may be jumping into another category. Ryan Terry, okay? Ryan Terry, who won the, what do you call that short physique? What do you call that event? The men's physique. See, Ryan Terry wasn't the biggest, but he was so sharp. He was a real 24K. Now, Hunter, if you bring that quality of Ryan Terry, he'll win Miss Olympia.
Yeah.
This is all I'm trying to convey here. No bullshit, you know. I mean, at least Hunter's got the best coach around, his dad. Okay, but he has to somehow find what's exactly needed to get that really, really paper thin skin. It doesn't matter if he sacrificed 3-4 more pounds of fullness. That's my opinion. But sometimes when you go that route and to get back into the old school way, it's not easy. It's going to take quite a bit of time to switch dieting style and etc. It's a long issue here. Hunter was better in Tampa, in my opinion.
Yeah, me too. I thought he looked better in Tampa.
And your buddy, what's his name, Quizzo. Quizzo is ripped, but Quizzo was somewhat flat, but he was shredded. When you flat, your waist get wider. When you flatten out, your waist get wider. But when you load up the right way, your waist gets smaller because your shoulders even get fuller. This is another thing that people don't pay attention to it. Quizzo was masterful posing. He would be a different person. Same thing I say about Regan Grimes. Look at, I mean, he was bigger on Instagram, remember? He was a lot bigger.
He's always bigger on Instagram.
So sometimes you can compete flat. That doesn't mean you did the right thing.
Right.
You have to fill up properly. I mean, his waist look wider when you're flat. Okay?
Yeah, it does.
The posing is important. Listen, I don't, no disrespect to whomever helping him. You want him to win. He needs to discover the mastery of posing, controlling what he have. I'm not saying have him pose like me or have him pose like Frank Zane. You need to have him pose perfectly for that body. And there are people that can help him do that. Show him how to rhyme each pose. That's exactly what I told Regan. I mean, I honestly thought he looked better on this. He looked a little flat for me.
Yeah,
he looked somewhat
it was more
flat.
than his posing. His physique was flat.
Yeah, well, his posing can be better. Of course, it could be better. But when you flat, John, your waist get wider. I know that because I've been through it. So sometimes when you load up the right way, his back looks better. It looks more improved. You notice the detail in his back?
Yeah.
But if he kept that quality with another 5 pounds of reserve, he would have looked better, and it would look, his midsection would be even less smaller. I know exactly what I'm looking at.
If he could come on stage with that freaky fullness and hardness that he shows in the gym, man, he would really do well.
Thank you. You said it perfectly.
But he didn't bring it. But he was better this year than last year. So, I really think he needs more experience. I don't think he's experienced enough. I think he needs to get on stage more. And if it's not a contest, he just needs to start guest posing more or something. He needs more time on stage. I don't think he knows his body that well. I think he needs to figure out what works for him. How can he get full and big, and how can he? I mean, he's obviously got an incredible physique, and when he's in the gym, he's freaky looking. So he's got to learn how to bring that physique on stage, and it's experience. He doesn't have enough experience.
Jean, he need to learn this few words. Listen to this: aim and shoot. Aim and shoot. Don't fucking shoot at the wrong target. You have to know where's the target, and you shoot at it. Who's the target? The judges. And you have to aim and show the judges in a slick way that I'm massive, but I'm pretty. And don't open up. A lot of people show the wrong things. Remember that. I'm telling you. after 50 years, I hope I can tell you something right. I mean, this has been my life, buddy. Over 45 years in this game, so I know damn well what needed to be done from the posing perspective.
Yeah.
If you're not a masterful poser, you will suffer. Now that will take me, okay, look, beautiful body, that opening of the legs is wrong, Regan. I gave him a hug. I talked to him, and he's a really cool guy. But I'm not going to say what he wants to hear. I'm going to say the truth. That pose with the legs open like that, I don't like. Why? Long story now. But anyhow, they make that kills the harmony. That kills the proportion and the beauty of the body. Once you open up like that, what is that supposed to be? I mean, go look at all the Roman art, all the whatever, the ruin of the art of from thousands of years. No artist did some stuff with legs that open up in that such a fashion. Right. I'm telling you. So,
what do you think?
Again,
what do you think?
Regan is young.
What do you think of Regan's physique?
Look, I like him in this pose. Now you see this pose. His legs are properly put, the left legs, but I want him to turn his calves this way, more to the right, so he can show us more diamond. But his physique is incredible. I mean, the guy is dangerous. You just need a precise TLC. Gets precise. And yeah, he could have been even a bit harder.
But do you think he was full enough? Do you think he was hard enough?
He could have been harder.
Do you think?
What do you think?
Could have been harder? Okay.
He could have been harder. I mean,
I don't know.
Looking at this road.
I heard a lot of people say he should have placed higher, but I don't know. His physique didn't blow me away. I just think he still needs more overall size, I think, maybe for his frame. I'm not sure.
Okay, Jean, later on, we will see when we go to man physique. When you see guys like Ryan Terry, if you look at the detail in his delts and his abs, but whatever the coaches are using nowadays, it's backfiring. It is backfiring. And then you end up, I would use a loop diuretic. I would use anti-antagonist. I use this. Dude, it's not a rocket science. It's simple. You got to go into healthy nutrition and know how to minimize this water baloney. Control your nerve, understand how to load up without spilling over. This is what it took. I didn't do all the crazy shit. And then they still talk about the quality I had, and I thought I also didn't abuse. I didn't abuse anything back then. And thank God I'm still here. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, look, Hani understand peaking. You understand? Hani understand peaking. How many people beside Hani understand peaking? Hani does. Look at. I mean, when you look at Ryan, look at him from the show posing. Look at that 24K quality. It's right there. He's not the biggest guy in the show, but remember, 24K wins. Look at his abs. I mean, he's hiding it with the medal. I think he had the best abs the entire Olympia weekend. Could you show his posing routine? Look at how much bigger the other guy, but look at how much you could see he's super hard.
Yeah, I've always liked his physique. I think he's got a great men's.
Yeah, he's a great guy too.
He's like, I think he has the best look.
Look. Yeah, you see what I'm talking? That's the 24K quality. When Hunter brings that kind of quality, when Crizzle was close to that, but Crizzle have other problem. When Samson brings that kind of quality, where you see feathered delts, fibers in them, then your boy is gonna win the Olympia. The only one who's doing it right now is Hani. Hani followed by Aceto. Aceto's doing good. Going by Ramon. Ramon looks beautiful. He's got tight onion skin, small waist. This is another thing that we can talk about. The CBUM and Ramon. But again, for me, the Olympia was the only controversy was like in the top two, and would Lunsford be a solid Mr. Olympia? Hell yes, he will be. He is, and really, really congratulating to Lunsford, because Lunsford is one guy that has got personality, is good marketing person too. He's good for the sport. And the decision for me doesn't come out of love. Like I said, if my son was on stage and didn't deserve to win, I swear to God, I wouldn't vote for him. That's me. So
let's talk about a couple of the other guys before we go to the other. What do you think of Tony O'Burton? He got 8th.
Could you please show me some photos too? Because honestly, I was locked in the top 5, top 6 in my head, top 8. But can I see? Because I don't. Yeah, he's always in good condition. He was in really good condition, and I don't approve of his posing just like that. By showing me this photo, I don't like the pose, but the muscle looks good. The quality looks pretty good, but the pose is wrong. Look at that.
He's a former 212 competitor, and he won a pro show this year. He's got really good muscle thickness and fullness, and he was pretty hard conditioned. But to me, what always throws me off about his physique is he's just not his structure. He's got a narrow shoulder structure, and I know he's putting on a lot more mass, but there's nothing he can do about that. That's just his structure. But he's got good muscle quality. He's got good size. He's got good hardness. But when he stands relaxed from the front, to me, he just looks like his shoulders are pinched. He just looks too narrow to me.
Sometimes you can't help that if that's your genetic.
Obviously, looks great there.
How many people as wide as Lee Haney? I mean, that's genetic. Lee Haney started wide. Oh yeah, he's in good shape.
Yeah,
but the posing needs to be improved.
See how narrow he is there, but he's got good muscle groups. Most good muscular development. Yeah. But he's just too narrow.
I'm with you, John. Well, sometimes you can't help narrow. I mean, don't tell me Flex Wheeler. Don't tell me Flex Wheeler was the widest bodybuilder out there. He wasn't. Flex Wheeler had shoulders round like watermelon shoulder, enough traps, good chest roundness, and small waist. He wasn't the widest. Okay, now Kevin Levrone, he was wide, but Kevin didn't have the tiny waist of Flex. See, you can't win them all. Right. Yeah, certain people have certain shape.
Let's talk about Samson for a little bit. I guess he just announced he's doing the Arnold in March. He won the Arnold this year, so now he's going back to try to win it again. What did you think how he looked at the Olympia?
He looked good. Again, I could improve his quality by 10%, then he would have probably winning the show. He needed look from far away. When you look at him, he will look pretty cut, but if you cut close near, he's just. What do I see here in the delts? I see not a good bump. The right delt look good, but the left delt looks kind of bumpy for me there. But shoulder to waist ratio, incredible. Beautiful body, good abs. I mean, he's missing nothing. I don't approve that pose. Ever. I won't even want to get caught dead in that kind of pose. This pose is not bodybuilding. And that should be brought up to Jim Mannion again. I think this is, contradict the old school of bodybuilding, the John Grimmick, the Steve Reeves, the Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Frank Zane. This kind of look is not proper. Because when you have a big lat, anyway, I'm not gonna go on and on, but I'm talking. He's got a great body. His quality could be better. You were there. The same question to you. Yeah. I'm asking the same question.
I thought he was really impressive. Just overall mass and size and his structure. But, I think he still needs to improve, though. I mean, when you look at a pose like this, I think his arms need to be bigger for a guy with such a big frame. And then his rear double bicep, that was always his weaker shot. And that's getting better, too. But that still needs to come up as well. But I think the reason he wasn't able to get past Hadi or Derek is he just like this pose here. You can see he needs more size and thickness in his back. His legs are outstanding. Okay. His chest is outstanding. His shoulders are outstanding.
Can I tell you from my perspective what went wrong here?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to run my mouth. I'm just going to tell you about my experience in the game. Look, he was huge. He was huge about a couple months before the show.
Right.
But sometime when you're trying to drop that last bit of water, is not going to work 100% when certain things are being used for the prep. Okay? I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
This is why you see guys like Ryan Terry's quality is paper thin skin, because he doesn't use the same, arsenal. So Milos's arsenal is different than Chris Acero's arsenal, is different than Hadi's arsenal. That's important to know. And I know I'm talking to the average Joe out there, but I'm talking to you bodybuilding in terms of professional prep. So if you resort your last minute to drying up and forcefully take some of that water out, sometimes it doesn't work properly. It works against you at times because the skin thickness caused by certain thing when you use, it's kind of alter that kind of defined paper thin skin. Come on. Do I think his body is incredible? Hell yeah. Do I think he could be Miss Olympia? 100%. But until he do these things, it's getting that 24K quality. I mean, saran wrap skin. He get that, he'll win. It's not his size. Yeah. I think he sacrificed some size to get to that condition. But it's nearly impossible when you take certain things simultaneously and to try to dry up. I tell you, I guarantee you, Hani isn't doing that. Acero isn't doing that. But then again, it's up to him and his coach. Do I respect his body? Oh, yeah. He's awesome. He's awesome,
Can you go back to that side tricep pose? If you look at the side tricep pose, you could see like his stomach is kind of sticking out there.
Yeah, I noticed his stomach was sticking out at some different poses. Yeah, I see it. When I did his side tricep, Jean, you remember when you do a side tricep, your glute should be shredded. The thighs, you should see detail. You should see more separation in the delts. I'm not going to blame it on the photo or the lighting. I know. I just said I gave my honest opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion. There are things, and I said that back in the days you and me and Nick were talking about. You remember when you and I and Nick were talking, and then a year ago, and you said, "Oh, Samson was almost 300 pounds," and then I said, "That doesn't mean good." The bottom line, if you don't get that paper thin skin, why I won the Mr. Olympia? Because I was able to get that thin onion skin. Does he have a potential like me? Oh my God, he has unbelievable genetic. It's imminent that he can be Mr. Olympia. No different than Flex Wheeler. It was imminent that he'd be Mr. Olympia. But you have to approach it in a way where you do things right. And more is less sometimes, John. More is less, not necessarily good.
Yeah.
And
all right, so then we'll finish off talking about Hadi and Derek again. I mean, it was a 1-2 battle. So last year, Hadi beat Derek. This year, Derek beats Hadi. So next year, we're setting it up for the three-peat, or the not the three-peat, but the third time around for these guys. So it'll be a great showdown next year between Hadi and Derek, because now they've got this great rivalry where one guy wins and the other guy wins. So I think, in my opinion, I was there. I wasn't at the front of the stage like you were, but from what I saw, I thought Hadi was going to win too, because I just thought he had that hardness from the front. Obviously, Derek killed him from the back. Derek killed everybody from the back. But here you can see Hadi's got the harder legs, the harder abs, and Derek didn't really have. To me, Derek's abs looked a little soft, so that's why I would have put him behind Hadi, despite all his strengths. His great back, his great glutes. But I just thought Hadi just had that overall hardness, and that's where Hadi beat Derek last year. Remember, everybody was talking about Hadi beat Derek last year because he had that harder chest, he had that harder abs, and they said that's what Derek needs to work on for this year. Was he needs to come in harder. He needs to get those striations, that density in the chest that Hadi's got, because Hadi's got more experience and more time in the sport, and Derek needed that. And I didn't think Derek really brought that hardness and density, but he did have a better back. His legs were better. So he had things Hadi didn't have, and Hadi had things that Derek didn't have. And the judges went this time with Derek.
Yeah, last year we felt like it would have been acceptable to give it to either guys, really. Derek looked really good last year. Whatever happened to Derek in this area, his abs weren't as tight. But when he turned around, his back was really good. His glute was very fine. His calves, let's not say, Derek on a good day is literally untouchable. Okay?
Now, Hadi from the back, Hadi's got a great rear double or a rear lat spread from the back, but go back to that rear double bicep, Scott. You can see he just doesn't have.
In my overall pick, from my perspective, from all around, Hadi had the advantage. But then again, I can't say anything other than congratulations to Derek, who's I think is wonderful. Whatever happened, we don't know what happened the final 2 days. Is it stress related, whatever? Because I thought he looked incredible even days before the Olympia. It was clearer, much clearer. So
who, Derek?
I don't know. Derek was clearer before the show. A week before the show was scary. I honestly felt like nobody gonna touch him. But then again, Hadi showed up looking wow. Hadi was fucking insane, shredded. His chest and abs and legs were like steel. And I was backstage. I'm looking at him. I gave him a hug and I looked at him. I didn't see Derek backstage because Derek was pumping up in a different area. But I just saw Hadi, and what's his name? Regan Grimes backstage. Anyhow, I'm happy for Derek, and I feel bad for Hadi. He will come back and redeem himself. And we, like you and I, always on the same page. May the best man win all the time. And so, look at that chest striation, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah. We'll see. When you get the title and you lose it, man, you really get hungry. So we'll see how hard Hadi trains for this next year, and then Derek will do his best to keep the title. So it's going to be a great showdown next year for sure.
While we added John, I want to say something that we didn't talk about. First of all, I want to say congratulations to Chris Bumstead for winning number 5. The guy always shows up in shape. He's fantastic, a great performer. He's shredded. I felt like also Ramon was like bad to the bone, man. It was like beautiful body to look at.
They changed the weight.
Ramon needs someone highly professional to show him how to aim and shoot. I think Chris Aceto is helping, but he still can improve in that area. Then I have few people behind me who are like going Ramon's way. I know why Chris Bumstead wins. He just knows how to bring that onion skin. He knows how to bring in that onion skin. So what do you take on that contest?
I thought Bumstead had it. He was one of the most impressive physiques the whole weekend. This guy's amazing to me. I mean, I just watched his routine on YouTube yesterday again. He had a great posing routine also. I want to mention that, but I think he's a great champion. He just has that really great look on stage, kind of like Arnold did, where even if he was a little bit off, I think he would still win because he just has that look. He has that structure. He knows what poses to hit. And he has a great, great look. I mean, this guy has 20 million followers. He's got more followers than most movie stars do. And it's in the bodybuilding world. So it's just amazing. But I can understand why, because he's just unbelievable. He's got a fantastic physique. And I think the reason he beats Ramon is because of his structure. He's just got a wider structure, that front double bicep. But yeah, you're right. This was the closest they've ever been. I was at the prejudging. I was really up close and I watched him. And I thought Ramon actually had like a better rear double bicep. And I thought he had a better ab shot than Chris. But Chris beats him in that front double and that front lat spread. And look at his posing, Samir. Great posing. I mean, he posed to a really good song, and he did the poses to the song, which is, I mean, I think there was only like less than a handful of people in the whole contest in every division that did that. And look at this, how he's like moving on the floor like that. And I noticed this also too. Remember how I said he tore his bicep last year? He hit both bicep poses, so he showed that his biceps are symmetrical. Because then later on, he hits a right bicep, or he hits a left bicep, and he hits a right bicep. Look at that side chest shot, man! Amazing. That's an amazing pose. Now here, watch this. He hits the other side, so he's showing the judges, look at both of my arms. There's no weaknesses here, even though he tore that bicep last year. He's showing the judges, I'm perfectly symmetrical. I've got a great physique. I just wish they wouldn't have all this stuff in the background. I just wish they would just put a black background.
Yeah, I agree with that. Look, again, my opinion won't change.
From his physique,
I won't change my opinion of Bumstead. He's a smart bodybuilder. He knows what to show. He knows something. It's called aim and shoot. Something that Ramon doesn't have. Okay, if I'm gonna be like truthful here to everyone watching, if you tell me, here's Ramon and here's Chris Bumstead, which body would I want? You take a guess. Which body I want?
You would want Ramon's.
I want Ramon's body because Ramon flows so perfectly. He's just unable to use his arsenal against Bumstead, who's intelligent about aim and shoot. The aim and shoot. He knows he's ripped. He's ripped, but he doesn't beat Ramon in every pose. Now, you need to remember that. But I still hope Mr. Bumstead will go to the Mr. Olympia and be Mr. Olympia, the big boy. I want him to go up to the big boy. I would love to see him compete with the big guy. I mean, you win 5 classic. I mean, he's beating this guy over and over and over. Come on. Let's go now. Beat Derek. Let's go beat Hadi. Let's beat all these guys. Look, can we see that posing on Ramon? I want to see. Look, small ankle, diamond calves, nice sweep to his sides, great abs, forearms like Popeye, beautiful biceps and triceps. I mean, the guy has the body, but he's still in the kindergarten when he's standing on stage. He needs to learn how to be masterful.
Yeah.
See? Bumstead looks better when he hit these poses, but
oh yeah,
I mean, Bumstead understands what to show the judge. That's a beautiful pose. He's not flexing his right side. You see, he's not in control of every muscle on his body. However, Bumstead is in control of every little thing, and that's why he won the show so many times. Okay. And let's not forget our friend, the German guy, Urs. Urs is also great body, beautiful quality. But I tell you, he could be unbelievable if he keep it going, and he would become more masterful in showing it. Yeah.
Yeah, Urs, I thought was putting a lot of size on in the off season, but then when he got to the stage, he was really well conditioned, but his size was about the same as it was last year. So he really didn't make much changes.
Yeah.
And he's got the structure. He just needs he needs more size. He just needs to be bigger.
Yeah, I think he needs to put on a couple more inches on his arm to match up with Ramon, and that's where Ramon is beating him. Really, the arms. Ramon's arms are incredible, and Bumstead is all around package. Bumstead is all around package. You know how to show the side, the back. Well, Bumstead is intelligent bodybuilder. He is probably more intelligent than any of the contestants in the whole Olympia weekend. As far as he knows how to show, he's smart. Like Frank Zane.
He's not only knows how to do the poses, but he's got great stage presence. He acts like a champion every time he's out there. He's got that Arnold,
Bumstead is like someone was a 7 or 8 body. When they go on stage, they make it look 12 and 15. He makes himself look better. And this is what I call smart bodybuilding. He peaks right, is onion skin, and he posed right. So he showed his stuff. And so no wonder why he's already 5-time Mr. Olympia. I just want him to go and compete and win the Mr. Olympia.
Do you think he's going to keep going? Or do you think he's going to quit?
I mean, he's not old. I would go for the Mr. Olympia, John. I really would. I think he's underestimating his power. I mean, come on. You could be in the Mr. Olympia, be shredded, and have the same advantage. Come on. I think even Ramon could make the top 5 in the Mr. Olympia. I love Ramon's body. Come on, guys. Come on. I mean,
but Chris has got that kidney disease, so that's just an autoimmune disease. Plus, he's got some injuries, man. He tore his bicep last year. He tore his lat this year. So I mean, he's making plenty of money. He's got a great supplement line. He doesn't need to do this anymore.
But John, give you that timeout. Why are you saying? Why couldn't he compete in the Mr. Olympia? He's going to be using the right supplement, and he's going to have the same coach. All you have to do what he's doing now. So what the hell is the difference? Is putting his life in jeopardy if you go to the Mr. Olympia? What's a kidney disease? Is the kidney disease wouldn't affect him doing this show? Come on, bro.
I don't know. It's an autoimmune disease he's had for years, so he's got to take that in consideration. And if he's going to have to do more drugs, to compete with the guys in the upper division.
I don't think so. I don't think it's more drugs is the reason why he would probably be Mr. Olympia. I don't think so. I disagree.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't use GH, but I mean, there are safe drugs to use that would not affect his kidney disease. I mean, get rid of all the hardcore oral drugs, and that wouldn't mess up with his kidney. Keep his protein intake somewhat on the acceptable size because, excessive protein is bad for your kidney. So we have to find the right balance. But don't be scared of competing against Hadi and Derek and Corzo because he's so professional. It's like me. I won the fucking Olympia at 196. I was against Haney, Berto Fox, those supporters. They were all bigger than me. So it doesn't mean they're better than me. This is what I want to put into his head. I want to put that into CBUM's head. Because you're about 25 pounds lighter. Yeah, I mean, he's young.
He's 28 years old. He's the age that Arnold was when Arnold retired in 1975. So maybe he wants to get married, have kids. You don't know what he wants in the future.
But John, I will have a good health report. He reads all his body chemistry and see if he's capable. If he's in good health and he focused properly with Hani. Hani Rumboard is a sane coach. He's not one of those irrational coaches. I know. So if they are on the same page, make a plan to put on additional 7-8 pound of beef. You got one whole year to do it. Put on 7-8 pound of pure beef and go on stage with that quality. Oh my God. I mean, come on. The worst thing could happen, he's going to end up with a couple $100,000.
All depends on his desire, if that's what he wants to do. I don't think he cares about the money.
I don't think it's about desire. You know, he likes to win. Let's put it this way. So the desire is there. I bet you he desired to be the best man in the world. But his health should be a priority, like you said. Let's hope he stays healthy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, for sure.
But congratulations to him.
Two muscle pairs.
Congratulations to him.
You said two muscle.
Congratulations to Ramon. You know, man, I'm like, love the game just like you. We just like to make the right call and say it like it is, without prejudice.
Yeah.
Without prejudice. So here you have it.
Yeah, it was a great Mr. Olympia, and next year they got it'll be the 60th Mr. Olympia next year because the contest started in 1965. So
and back to Las Vegas,
it's going to be a big event. Yeah, in Las Vegas. Yeah,
wonderful.
So right in your backyard.
And who won right now on the bat for the Mr. Olympia? You or me?
You did.
Now you owe me. You owe me a sushi.
Yeah. We'll order takeout next time we're together.
It's all good, John. Always good to see you, man.
All right, good to see you. And hey, happy belated birthday. Yesterday was your birthday.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm 55 right now, man. It's a bitch.
All right. 55, that's a good age.
But 55, and I'm keeping no Haagen-Dazs here, man. I'm keeping it, you know?
Right.
So,
pretty good for 55.
Thank God. I'm staying at, 196 to 200 pounds, but really no Haagen-Dazs. And the most important thing, I look after the engine right now. The engine is what's important, John.
Yeah, and you're still going strong 40 years. 40 years after you won the Mr. Olympia, you're still going strong.
Thank God. And really, it's more, you could say, I'm more into holistic medicine and nutrition and proper way of doing things. After all, health as well. So that's the most important. And I wish all the athletes competing lots of health and happiness. And thanks again for the MPC Pro League for putting this great show. Talking from Jake Wood to Tariq Al-Gundi, Tamer, and Jim Mannion, Tyler Mannion. All of these guys did a perfect job. And it's good to be part of this fantastic group. And let me just say something. I don't think, the way I know Jimmy Mannion personally, he will not approve Mickey Mouse playing with judging. He doesn't. So it's each judge's decision. I mean, some judges like broccoli, some judges like tomato. And so let's stop it at that. So it was a great Olympia.
Yeah.
Really happy for Derek Lansford. And Hadi Chopin, give him a break. He's a good man. He have a good attitude. He acted and very emotional, but not disrespectful to his fellow competitor. It was a little bit hurting him personally. The audience don't like that, and I know that, but I still think he's a champion too. That's it.
Well, hopefully we'll see the rematch next year. So that'll be a great rematch.
I hope so, and I hope all come back healthy and safe, and I hope Samson get it together, and Andrew Jacques come in shredded to the bone, and that's it. Wish them all the best, all of them.
All right, Samir. Well, I'll see you next week. We'll talk some more bodybuilding.
And we want you to keep it old school.
All right. All right, Samir. Take care.
Thank you, John. Good talking to you again.